Andrei Kortunov is a member of the Valdai Discussion Club. It's a foreign policy think tank. He's joining us live from the Russian capital. So thank you very much indeed for being with us. There's been a lot of notice taken of the fact that, of course, that this is a trilateral meeting. It's the first time that all three countries involved in this, Ukraine, US and Russia, are in the same room. Why is it, do you think, that Russia has chosen this moment to be in the same room as the US and Ukraine?
Well, I think that both sides, Russia and Ukraine, are trying to convince the United States that they have a peace plan and they are not an obstacle to a settlement. I think a lot will depend on who Donald Trump will consider responsible for any failures or procrastinations on the road to peace. Because if Trump decides that it is the fault of Russia, he might impose additional sanctions. If he decides that this is the fault of Ukraine, then he might limit the military assistance to Kyiv. So both sides are interested in getting the attention from Donald Trump and to bringing him to their side, respectively.
We just heard in Dmitri's report there, Dmitry Peskov, the Kremlin spokesman, saying Russia's position as far as the Donbas region is concerned essentially hasn't changed. If I understand it correctly, it seems to be territorial issues that are at the center of these discussions. If Russia is so determined to maintain those red lines, what progress do you think could be made?
Well, I think that Russia is making maybe slow but rather steady advances on the ground. So the perception is that if this issue cannot be resolved through diplomatic means, then Russia will actually get control over these territories by military force. However, I think there are options for some compromises. For example, Russia keeps control of some territories in adjacent areas of Ukraine, like Sumsk and Dnipro and Kharkiv. And in the end of the day, there might be a land swap, not a large one, but some minor land swap that would allow both sides to claim victory.
If I just, to pick up on what you were saying right at the start of your answer there, would it be fair to say, therefore, that whilst there is an effort to try to find some compromises, Russia may be viewing this negotiation process as a method of buying time, essentially, in order to be able to make more progress on the ground, rather than actually trying to find a solution to the war?
Well, I think that definitely here in Moscow, they would prefer to find a diplomatic answer to the settlement. But I think that the perception in Moscow is that time is playing on the Russian side, and therefore the negotiating positions of Ukraine are not likely to get any better anytime soon. So it would be desirable for Kyiv to accept the terms which are now offered to it by Russia. But this is just my assessment of the Russian position.
Andrei Kortunov, we appreciate you being with us. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.